Attractive people of Reddit. What are some negative things that come with being attractive? You can't just be friendly and joke with people. They almost always think you're flirting. If you do this when you're ugly, they either ignore you or call the police. A friend told me. Sometimes it feels like your value as a person becomes rooted in your appearance, and having a personality and experiencing the spectrum of human emotions shatters whatever image of you someone has created in their mind. This, for sure. People love to project. I'll admit that I'm considered attractive and that the positives outweigh the negatives. But when partners start confronting the reality of my life, I've often been relegated to simply a sex partner. Not a partner. Which I understand for some men is the dream, but actually it's not. While I've never had trouble getting laid, I've had more than a few women tell me straight up that I wasn't dating material. Like, I get it, but it gets old. And it's not sustainable. As a woman, not being taken seriously, especially in a group of men. Yep. I have a friend who is hair turning attractive. She went to Stanford. In a STEM field. She had a group project in a class. And couldn't find anyone who would be in a group with her. When she asked someone why they wouldn't let her in, she was told that they thought she was dumb and wouldn't be able to do the work. They'd never worked with her before. They didn't even know her. There is definitely a point of attractiveness as a woman where people assume you're so pretty you cannot possibly be smart too. Aging. Because the perks I enjoyed as an attractive young woman are notably changed as I age. Yeah, it becomes a part of your identity. And when it starts going away, feels like you're losing yourself. I'm getting close to acceptance, but that transition is a rough time. Less about perks for me though. It's more about losing that easy confidence that I can dress and do what I want without worrying it looks bad. I don't know how to cope with the extra worry, but I'm working on it. I wouldn't describe myself as a supermodel, but I was a bit of an ugly duckling, having been on both sides. What I found surprising, at least as a female, is you are hated by far more people, mostly other girls, when you look good than when you didn't. Before, people were mean, but it was usually more like occasional passive ashlery. Afterward, however, it was active, overt hatred, bullying on a nearly daily basis. Not only did it intensify with the girls that were already mean before, usually popular, but there was suddenly a whole host of ones that were previously friends in the same social class, and also many that previously didn't seem to even know I existed before. Which is odd. People make assumptions that you're going to be cocky or arrogant and won't approach you. I generally have to initiate conversations. There's also this odd behavior from strangers where it's perfectly okay to criticize my appearance in this passive-aggressive sort of way. I'm only average looking but thin, and many women feel it's totally okay to criticize me about my weight. It's always the ones that are on a diet trying to lose weight. I guess it makes insecure people feel better about themselves or some shitty like that. Being objectified. People will ghost you or become flat out mean after they either get what they want, find out you won't give them what they want. This is not exclusive to sex, but sex is probably the most common. I'd seen this happen at my old job. A guy mentioned that he already had sex with this beautiful girl that is a few years older than me. And I just could always see him being mean and spiteful to her. IDK, why other guys do that. If I had sex with a girl, things would just go back to normal if we weren't dating. But most likely would date. I don't have casual liaisons like my family members do. It'd feel a bit strange. I've been very shy and plagued with anxiety for most of my life. And people have actually perceived that as being stuck up and vain. I'm outwardly cold and unexpressive because I'm terrified of people. Not because I think I'm better than. And I've also spent much of my life believing I'm ugly and gross. Attractiveness doesn't equal confidence. People assume I'm dumb. Yup. Female here. Studied biology. Would constantly get people I was getting WAYYY better grades than. I'm competitive. I checked, asking if I needed their help. Have also had total strangers say I can't be pretty, nice and smart. This assumption has honestly just put me off talking to people. Like. At all. Sometimes people automatically think you're a fuckboy or a conceited asshole if you fit the stereotypical appearance of an attractive guy. And insecure men are challenged by you and instantly start treating you with animosity. I remember when I lost 100 pounds years back, I noticed tons of people were treating me very different. All the people that would side-eye me from across a room wanted to talk and get to know me. It made me kind of bitter because my personality hadn't changed. But they made fun of my personality when I was fat. People get awkward around me sometimes. Strangers feel compelled to talk to me relatively often. It doesn't matter what store I'm in or how I'm dressed. Almost every time I'm in a store, a stranger asks me for help. Mildly attractive but extra helpful looking, I suppose, lol. Sexual harassment becomes an expected thing. From getting catcalled or a dirty message on Instagram to someone grabbing my booty in a crowded area. Other women get extremely jealous if I'm a little friendly to their man. No, I don't want to have sex with your 40-plus-year-old out of shape husband who looks like he hasn't showered in a week. I just like his anime shirt. People assume I'm dumb. I am. But I don't like the assumption. I've had 2 male roommates confess their love for me. We were just friends. I've given my number to dads for babysitting jobs and all I get is flirty messages. People just assume that everyone must like you and that you're popular. I've been single all my life and still a virgin. Most of my ugly friends already dated, kissed or gotten laid. Then they complain about being forever alone and ugly and how I must have huge lines of girls wanting to date me. I don't. Being objectified. But that just might be my personality or lack of backbone. Working at Hooters and tilted kilt certainly didn't help. I'm no model, but I'd say I'm fairly attractive, and the worst part is, 1, being an attractive cosplayer means I get RP threats a lot, but 2, I get flirted with by older men almost every day at work. I work at a supermarket where I guess there's a lot of single old men looking for young PPL. Close bracket. Also, when I was a minor, adults would creep on me. It wasn't fun, just scary. Yeah, I worked a few gas stations through college and it was always the men at least twice my age that were divorced for a reason who hit on me. They refused to take a hint and went out of their ways to be repulsive during every interaction. Racist, sexist, queerphobic, classist comments. Even though I barely did the minimum in etiquette taught them to not be fired. Guys more the age I looked would try to hit on me and more or less accepted the I'm working not flirting rejection. You end up having sex with a lot more people than intended. And then they leave when they realize you're annoying AF. So people don't love you for you. They love you for what you can do for them. My best friend is very attractive. People, especially other women, often automatically assume she is arrogant and that she thinks she is better than everyone. Men seem to get enchanted by me and fall in love at first sight. But after a while, they realize I'm just a regular person with flaws and lose interest because I'm not the perfect sex goddess they thought I was. Also, insecure mean girls hate on me. All the crime documentaries I have watched seem to indicate that an attractive woman is at greater risk of a stalker, jilted crush or ex-partner killing her. Sadly, I've been stalked or had guys obsessing over me since I was 14. I'm now 27. I can finally say I'm free. It's an absolutely nightmare. But I'm pretty sure not every attractive person has this happen to them. Besides, not only attractive PPL face this problem. Men love you. Women hate you. PPL will whistle or catcall at you. But not initiate intelligent conversation WU. But then you'll get hit on constantly in certain places by the yuckiest of men, and PPL makes certain remarks on first impressions and proceed to think BC you're pretty, you must also be dumb and pliable. I've heard it all. I prefer male friends over female friends. They also never only want to be friends, which can ruin the friendship if they get upset with me or if they won't stop trying. Also, I've noticed I get a lot of mean looks from women. Like, WTF lady? I am just smiling at you. No need to be rude. Also, a lot of people assume I am unintelligent and or don't take me seriously. I also get accused of flirting with people's boyfriends a lot, even though I am literally just talking to them. I don't know if I'm wrong about this, but I'm only saying what I've seen. The more attractive women, the really drop dead gorgeous real looking women just do not get approached. Guys are unwilling to just strike up a conversation with them. And if by chance they do, they fumble over words and act all goofy cause they're nervous as shit. To this day it still blows my mind that one of the most gorgeous women I've ever seen in my life was working at a kiosk in the mall. She was trying to do her job and guys were intimidated by her. When I finally nervously talked to her while seeing something on the kiosk, I liked she was the opposite of what I expected her to be. It's like she didn't even realize how insanely gorgeous she was. The condescension. The talking down. If you are good looking you don't have other skills. Intelligence is for ugly people. Or some such nonsense. This treatment could also be due to the gender as well. So I'm a gay man and I personally don't think I'm that good looking. But I have been told a fair few times over the years that I'm really cute. One thing that I have noticed is that if you are a cute, slender twink, a lot of people in the gay community will straight up dislike you and just be straight up mean. Kind of like what the girls in this thread are saying about how other girls treat them. Whereas if you are a masculine good looking gay guy then the community will be obsessed with you. This is just from my experiences and I understand that this might not be accurate in the grand scheme of things. Also I feel worried replying to this as an attractive person. I don't feel this way about myself and I'm just going off my experiences and what people have said to me. But yeah. People have been mean to me a lot and it's made me not want to go out. Or feel I can't get along with my community. So definitely quite a negative thing, aha. I wouldn't call myself really attractive or anything, but I feel beautiful and confident with my face and body. Whenever I see attractive people open up about insecurities, people think they have the right to invalidate that person's feelings and opinions because they fit the current beauty standard, and many people desire their body and face without realizing the fact that there's a clear difference between feeling beautiful and looking beautiful, alongside the fact that everyone has their own beauty standard. My experience is people approaching me as a booty call, rather than as a girlfriend. Been asked to join a threesome after a great night getting to know a guy at a mutual friend's party. Here I was expecting an invite on a date. When I wear tight clothes, try to dress up for a night out, I def see that can be portrayed as hypersexualized by my body shape. Unless I wear a maxi dress where I will then look pregnant, lol. A specific, really weird thing I was blatantly asked was if I'm a lesbian because I have big fake breasts. Like what the fuck? First of all, why would only lesbians have big boobs? And second of all, they're not fake. And third of all, what the fuck? If you are an attractive straight guy, I highly recommend going to a full-on gay bar just to get a feel for what attractive women go through. Guys constantly checking you out, getting asked out, pestered in a bad way. And that's when most of the guys they can tell you are straight. Straight dar is probably a thing. Was a bit eye-opening going out with some friends a few times when I was young. It's kind of flattering but also uncomfortable. Going through it on a constant basis must be exhausting. Everyone hates you because they often get jealous of things. You can be super sweet, but if you have a pretty face, all the girls in your class or school even will ruin your reputation just because you're pretty. It can be different with guys. I'm not sure. But sadly this is how it is for females. When I feel depressed and tell someone, which is hard, and I get scoffed at by people who don't understand what I have to be depressed about. Since being good looking automatically means your life is perfect in their eyes. It's very hard to tell whether people like you for you and not just an image they have in your head of who you are based on your looks. That was a problem I had in my 20s. Not as much now in my early 30s. Once I started showing my age, that problem kind of went away. I feel intense pressure to look good all the time and freak out if I have a bad hair day or I have acne. Or I don't like my outfit. Probably people think I have an eating problem because I refuse to eat a lot of normal things that make me bloated. I see myself in the mirror and usually think I look like a manatee when I know objectively I don't. I feel intense pressured if I don't exercise regularly. I wish I could let go sometimes and drink beer with my friends. Insecure but attractive enough to be stared at when just walking through a public place. Constantly eyes on you. Like, is there something on me face? Feeling constantly. Creepy dudes at gas stations. And women looking up and down giving dirty looks like it's a competition or something. Leave me alone. I grew up in a small town and was dorky looking until senior year. But everyone knew me as the dorky looking guy, so they still treated me like that. When I went to university and started getting attention from girls for my looks, it was unsettling and I had major imposter syndrome. Like, I still felt like a dork but they saw something else. Jealous people trying to make other people hate me by spreading lies and guys trying to out-macho me in front of girls. Clown antics. I dated a girl that got insecure and angry when I complimented her sister. Nothing sexual or anything. Her goddamn sister. Good learning experience though. You can be doing your own thing and people can still be offended by you. Don't consider myself attractive at all, but people think you're stuck up. When really you're just shy. I used to work out in the open amongst a lot of females in a coastal food establishment. The owner would say they say you're handsome. They all just presumed I was either too confident for them and or gay, as I never spoke to them. Really, I was just riddled with social anxiety. Loneliness. Everyone assumes you get all the girls and have all the fun, but the reality is everyone is nervous around you or don't want to talk to you because they're shy. So the pickings get limited to other attractive PPL that revel in their elite attractiveness, which makes them seem like assholes. The sad part is I wasn't always attractive. I lost a shitty ton of weight and started working out like an athlete, and suddenly I'm being treated the exact same way. But this time, instead of it being avoided because I was overweight, I'm now avoided because I'm intimidating and PPL don't know how to talk to the attractive guy, so I've been told. My wife is very attractive, stylish, and very considerate to everybody. Can't tell ya how many times other women have been rude to her, mean, make stupid remarks, etc. And for no other reason we can ascertain other than pure jealousy. All while she has done nothing but be kind and considerate to all. Don't get me wrong. There are way more nice women. Great women. But there has been a group of themp the kind that pop up here and there. She is also very young looking for her age. These same women are nosy. Practically strangers. And they think nothing of asking very personal questions. Hey. How old are you? What do you do for work? How many kids you have? Etc. I struggle a lot with dating. I'm a sort of old girl to begin with, so my taste in men skews towards the punk outcast of society types. They never believe I'm genuinely interested or in love with them because they think I've got my shit together and I can get so much better. I rarely think of people as better or worse than other people, though. Just different from each other. The line of logic doesn't make sense to me. And it's hard to find friends who aren't always feeling like they're in competition with you. I'm super thankful for the ones I have because they were hard earned. Compared to being unattractive, which I was. Being attractive is great for romance sex but annoying in everyday life. Compared to when I was less attractive. It's like everyone wants to talk to me and drag out every conversation as long as possible. I have no idea how to not hurt people who are clearly into me but I'm not into them. Other guys always feel the need to make little digs at me that they could play off as nothing if there are girls around. That being said, I still vastly prefer it to not being attractive. People are also interested in stuff I say. Laugh at my jokes. Want me around. Trust me. Support me. Way more than they ever did before I had plastic surgery and worked out like a madman. I still love just walking down the street and cute girls will make eye contact with me and smile and say hi instead of acting like I don't exist.